Hi, my name's Jessie Chim. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and it's my third year here at the U of O. I'm majoring in human physiology, minoring in business and chemistry, and I'm a duck.
Hey, my name is Anna Steves-Reese. I'm from Eugene, Oregon. I'm majoring in international studies and Spanish, and I'm a duck.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a junior here at the U of O. I'm originally from Atascadero, California, and I'm majoring in human physiology with a chemistry and business minor, and I'm a duck.
Hey, my name is Trafton Bean. I'm from San Mateo, California. I'm an environmental studies major, and I'm a duck.
I decided to move in as early as possible to the residence hall, so no one else was there. And I remember meeting my roommate for the first time. That was pretty scary, just because I'd never met her before. We'd kind of had some email exchange. But I remember that awkward feeling of being like, hey, we're gonna be living with each other for the next, 9 months or so.
I started out coming into the U of O as a business major because I worked at a bank in high school, and I thought money, business, graduation, money, it made a lot of sense to me. And then after taking some of the classes, I realized that I just wasn't that interested in business anymore. And I found that one of my major strengths has always been writing. So I switched to journalism after my sophomore year.
Everybody is going through some trials. Everybody's going through successes and failures, and you can look to the left and you can look to the right, and you can know that even though they might not be going through the same situation, they are experiencing this undergraduate with you.
The most challenging part was probably making the jump from, my senior year of high school to first year of college. And especially for me, I came from a high school where there were 58 students in my graduating class.
Well, one of the first challenges that I had was just the transition from high school to college. There are different aspects in the college experience. You don't have mommy and daddy telling you what to do anymore.
It's just kind of hard to balance school and then work and then research all together. But in a way, it's definitely worth it, and I couldn't really imagine my life without being so busy.
I have a learning disability. I'm dyslexic, and it was a little bit tough getting used to taking classes in a large setting where you don't always have the opportunity to meet with your teacher one-on-one.
But really, it's been the lack of time to do everything I want to do. I feel like my biggest regret is that my freshman year I didn't get involved in as many organizations as I have now.
Okay, the most challenging part of my college experience so far would probably be time management. There's just so many different things to experience and do while you're at college, both academically and socially. Going to athletic events, going to functions organizations put on, but keeping on top of your schoolwork. It's hard to find a balance. You can, but you just really have to work at it.
So the campus community is, in one word, awesome.
The campus community, I love it.
We're all sort of coming of age. We're all becoming adults. So you have that transition.
Undergraduate education itself it's a life-changing experience, not just because of the academics that you're going to experience, but the people, the students, the professors, the staff, everybody that you're going to engage is going to impact your life in some shape, form, or fashion. There's going to be some that are going to impact it directly. You're going to be talking about these individuals years after. And there are some that you're not going to really notice how they impact, but your life is going to be changed.
I know when I was searching for a college, it was the academics that drew me in, but it was definitely the social atmosphere here that kept me.
I'm part of the HKSA, the Hong Kong Students Association, and at the same time I'm really involved in the outdoors program.
But we all kind of have one common ground. An example would be when the street fair comes, everyone is together. When it's football game time or basketball or volleyball, it's like everyone is decked out in their yellow and green, no matter where they come from or what they might believe in. And I think the U of O does a really good job of kind of bringing all those things together and make you feel like a person, part of the school, not just a number.
My favorite duck is, hands down, Mary the hot dog stand lady. She's out there every day, rain or shine. Rain is kind of my favorite because she's out there with her big umbrella and in her rain slicker, and she's always got a big smile on her face.
Student ambassadors are our greatest asset when you're talking about recruiting the next generation or the next class of students. What we look for in multicultural recruiters are student ambassadors, or students who, first of all, are enjoying their experience at the university, students who are outgoing, who are excited about encouraging other young people to look at the University of Oregon, One of the benefits to having such a great dynamic group of students is that they keep us energized, quite honestly. Because, as a 30, plus year old man, I can say that sometimes I get looks from students when I'm out recruiting, like, oh, you're an old guy, you don't know what you're talking about. But to have students be able to tell our story, to talk about what they do on a day-to-day basis, how they're engaged in the classroom, how they're having opportunities to do all these wonderful internships, research opportunities, how they're doing leadership out in the community. These are really valuable tools for us as an admissions office to really be able to connect with prospective students and their families. And we love it, and we're really proud of them. Go MCRs. Yeah. What diversity means from a professional standpoint is creating an institutional culture and environment in which people from varying backgrounds feel a part of the campus community, are able to be engaged in the educational process or enterprise, if you will.
Then coming to Eugene, it's sort of more homogenous, but I don't know, I guess it was the first time that I was really aware of my race, but it was also the first time that I actually felt the need to seek out organizations on campus to make my college experience better. So that's one great thing about the U of O, is just that you have all these organizations making sure that you can make a smooth transition from wherever you're coming from.
I think diversity is very inclusive. I think there's a lot of things that people associate diversity with different ethnic backgrounds and that kind of stuff, but ultimately I think it's more of an experience. What have you experienced in your life that's separated from, say, the general population?
I think that there's a lot of intimidation around the whole idea of college. Students naturally think that it's something that isn't attainable to them. And so I really like to emphasize that it is something that everyone is capable of doing.
So in my opinion, a first-generation student is someone who's coming to the college as sort of the pioneer in their family. They're the first to come.
And so having other people to be able to talk to and not being afraid to ask for help is really important.
It's quite an honor to be the first, especially when you're going out to get an education that you need.
The Connections program is a college access program that was developed by my predecessor. It's designed to give students who otherwise may or may not have an opportunity to come to the University of Oregon sort of a snapshot of what college might be like and what the experience here at the University of Oregon might feel and look like. The Connections program, basically, students come from various parts of the state. They come for about 7 or 8 hours. During that time period, students have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the admissions process, about financial aid and scholarships. Students also take a tour of the campus. We provide lunch, so they love pizza, it's great. Students also have a chance to participate in what we would call a college interactive course, in which they get an idea of what a college class might feel like. And then the day ends off with a student panel of current student ambassadors and students that we invite. So students then have the opportunity to ask more specific questions about, class schedules, what's the social life like, how does the financial aid process work in terms of, when do you get your financial aid. So students really get a full sort of picture of what the college experience is like. What we hope students take away from a Connections experience is a clearer picture on, is college for them? But not only that, knowing that when they leave the Connections event, they know that college, they can do this, that this is something that could be for them.
I'd say that most weekends I stay in Eugene just because there are so many things to do in the community. One of the things that I love about the U of O is that we have so many great music options that are right by. We have the McDonald Theater, we have the Wow Hall, and because we're right in between the Bay Area and also like Seattle and Portland, we get a lot of good music acts coming through.
For one, there are a lot of on-campus activities. If you enjoy sports, we have new arenas, world-class sporting facilities.
I'm at school a lot, but in my spare time, of course, I love to go to the local restaurants in Eugene because there are tons of them. For example, I love turtles, so you guys should go try it out if you guys have a chance to.
If I want to get out of Eugene, it's really easy to go to the coast. I can go up to Portland, that's where all my roommates are from.
I am a part of Onyx House. It's a Christian college group, and I really enjoy my time spent there.
My mom and my grandfather and my grandmother, they all told me that college was the place I needed to be. I was fortunate enough to have a job at the college while I was in high school. I think that helped motivate the reasons why I wanted to go to college. And so for me personally, I was already in the environment and I saw how great it was, and I decided this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. This is the kind of community that I want to be a part of. And so that was really the driving force as far as me getting into higher education.
And I was determined to study all the languages that I possibly could, which I have accomplished at this point, which is great. But I started off with my general ed sciences, and it was in my first human phys class ever. I actually got to hold a human heart and lungs. Loved it. It was probably the grossest thing I've ever done, but the best thing I've ever done. And that actually got me really interested in the medical field. And so now I'm moving into human physiology as the second major.
And I did some basic lab work. I kind of did the grunt work of the lab, washed dishes, prepared, chemicals, and just different things that the lab needed, just for basic research. And then for me, after around the end of my freshman year, the postdoc who I worked with was, they're asking, do you want to get involved in research? And I'm just like, I think it'd be fun. It'd be a great way for me to get ahead in my career and have some, hands-on experience in the research industry.
Environmental leadership program. And so basically what that is it's all about environmental education. So we take a course during the winter learning about environmental ed, and then during the springtime we actually go out to the old growth forests around Oregon, or the streams along the Willamette or the Mackenzie, and we're actually teaching, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade elementary school classes outside in the wilderness.
I help with translation. I help with English classes because a lot of people are trying to get citizenship. I help people if they've had their identity stolen, actually, help with translation and that. So some of the stuff I do is actually pretty intense, but it exposes me to a lot of things. I really get a lot of help with my language practice, and it just helps me get out into the community and do something off of campus.
Embracing the Future is one of the largest recruitment events for students of color or low access students in the state of Oregon. Typically what happens in the spring, once students have applied to the University of Oregon, have been admitted, we send out invitations in which students and their parents can come to the University of Oregon for Saturday, learn a little bit more about our support programs, student organizations, and then students get some entertainment. They get a chance to see the other side of the University of Oregon. Now that you've been admitted, and now that you went through the admissions process, now we want you to know, what is it really going to be like now that I'm considering the University of Oregon?
The university is doing a better job of really making it a priority to make the campus a more diverse place, because that brings a lot of value to all students here to have more and more diversity, because you get a different kind of education.
My biggest piece of advice to offer would be to ask, to not hesitate or feel afraid or feel, I don't know, dumb or whatever it is that might make you feel that way, to just ask.
Don't be afraid to be yourself. If you always wanted purple hair, try it out.
It's to bring extra hangers, because no matter how many you think you bring, you will not have enough.
Bring a stapler. It is the worst impression to make, coming in, turning in your first essay in college and not having it stapled.
Definitely relax and don't put the pressures of your family on you.
Coming to college, I think my advice would be proactive, and that's probably a philosophy you should have with most things that you take seriously.
So my best piece of advice would just be try a variety of different things, and don't necessarily just focus solely on academics or internship opportunities. Just try and learn more about yourself.
Get involved with things off campus. It's so easy for students to get kind of trapped in their own world with their friends and their classes and think that they don't have time for things. There's always time. So definitely get involved off campus. My best experiences at the U of O have been putting the things that I've learned in the classroom to use in real life.
The world is so much bigger than we imagine. I mean, there's so many opportunities. People have gone to other countries to do projects, study abroad. It's just, there's so much more out there. You need to go out there and just grab for yourself.
Just go for it. I mean, there's a whole world of opportunity out here. Come on, have fun with us.
Good